ladies and gentlemen, and filmmakers and moviegoers alike, welcome to Critically Casual.
Ow!
You okay? You just drop your headset on your foot?
No, something just jabbed in my toe.
Ow. I'm sorry. Gonna be
Give me
okay?
a second, there's a little bit of blood.
Okay. Jeez.
Hi, I'm Dev.
Yeah, he's Dev. They're Dev. I'm Steven Srikef. And, this is Critically Casual. And, things never quite go as you plan, even if you plan them for extra days than normal. No? Sorry. Coughing. Well, hi, everybody. Hopefully Dev's going to be okay. I'm pretty sure they'll be okay. I'm positive they'll be. And then they never came. Hey!
That's how we're starting the show tonight. Great. Goody.
It's okay. At least you've got pizza.
Hey, I got another one in there, so I'll stop eventually, go get that. But
Is that the stuff that I bought, or?
no, I finished that a while ago, buddy.
Oh, nice.
What do you think,
I just
what do you think this is, huh? Rookie?
Rookie mistakes, I guess. Fuck. As I was saying, rookie mistakes, I guess. All right, let's get in there. Let's start talking about this week, which this week I've called it sticky and everywhere.
Accurate.
Yeah, and we're gonna talk about The Amazing Spider-Man and Venom: Let There Be Carnage. And then we'll spoil this week. We're only spoiling Venom: Let There Be Carnage, unless we randomly blurt out something in the middle of the discussion.
There's one thing we're going to have to spoil before we get into the spoilers, because we have to do a thing that we do before we go into the major spoilers of a movie.
We could skip it, I guess, technically, this week.
But we can't.
I mean, we kind of can. They're not connected yet, really.
Steven. But they are.
I still think that should be saved for spoilers, honestly. But
then when I do the list during a different,
at least at that point, then everything will be settled, right?
We'll do it after scores. How about that?
I guess it's a little better. It's still about the same, but
it's don't listen to after the scores, but
yeah, if you don't want any spoilers at all.
But if when we do the thing, you'll be like, oh, okay.
The thing with the stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, fine. You've convinced me. Sure.
Cool.
All right. It was happening anyway, so.
Pretty much. What you want from me?
Hey!
Oh, monster with the 3 months!
Well, still. Yeah, awesome. Thanks you for being here.
Hey, we appreciate it, nonetheless.
You're great. Why are... Oh, well, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Let's move on. Let's start talking about this week's movies, which the first movie that we are talking about today is... The Amazing Spider-Man. Sorry.
Hey, no problem, monster.
Yeah, thanks for being here. We appreciate it. And you're awesome. All right, so yeah, The Amazing Spider-Man, which
was released July 3rd, 2012. I went to theaters for this. With a budget of $230 million, gross US. So I'm gonna skip opening weekend. Fuck it. I'm gonna start skipping it unless it's the only information I got. How about that?
That's totally fine.
Fucking goddamn IMDb switching its order of things, because it should be before the goddamn gross US should have opening weekend before that, because it makes more sense, but I digress. Anyways, it's gonna be a fucking day. It has been a day from work and a day at the start of the podcast because I got something to stick me in the fucking side of the big toe.
Yep, you were stabbed by your own equipment.
We're talking about fucking Venom 2. So it's gotta be a fucking show. Fair warning. Fuck it, no. US opening 62 million, gross US and Canada 262 million, and worldwide 775 million. Yeah, this one's I don't hate this one like everyone seems to hate. I don't get where all the hate for it comes from because it's not that bad. It's not the best. But for a movie coming out during the era of Marvel, this was the same year Avengers came out, and not having a connected universe to kind of also play future things out with, I think it does a good thing for comic book movies overall. It's not a bad adaptation in my opinion.
Okay.
That's not a good one.
Yeah, I definitely don't think it's a good adaptation myself.
No, I'm not going to give it a good adaptation. I just think there are worse.
Yeah, like Superman. Man of
Steel? Yeah, Man of Steel is a worse adaptation of a comic book. Arguably a better movie, maybe, but not from an adaptation standpoint. I think this one has more heart of the comic in it. Yeah, this is Andrew Garfield. But like, it's... I'm always going to be conflicted on this one because I really did enjoy it in theaters.
Okay.
I think Andrew is a better Spider-Man than Tobey, and I know that is a controversial take, but he just is a better Spider-Man. He's got quips, okay? When does Tobey quip?
Not really.
When he's making a homosexual joke to Bonesaw. Not a good quip.
No. But I mean, some of the quips that he does in this are kind of weird to me. I don't know. Like, a lot of this movie, this Peter Parker, I hate. This is a terrible Peter Parker, and we could talk about that if you want.
I will agree to you on this part that Tobey is a better Peter Parker. Yeah. I have said this each time. Andrew, better Spider-Man. Tobey, better Peter Parker. Tom Holland.
Right in the middle.
Perfect. Don't need anyone else.
He's our Goldilocks, Tom Holland. But,
yes, yeah.
Yeah, but oops, sorry, smacked my own microphone. Like with this movie, I don't like how Peter is. I don't like his motivations from when he starts acting like Spider-Man, because it's very correct the way the police chief reads him, and by reads I mean like insults him and tells him that, yeah, you're just being a vengeful, jealous little person, and you're not really doing anything by going after people who all look like the same person.
His moral choices suck.
And then I do like the character development though, where there's the decision and the turning point where he decides, is it vengeance or is it for the greater good? And he ends up inevitably choosing the greater good.
And that's the heart of Spider-Man. Like, that's what I'm referring to. He's got that heart. I think, like, honestly, I'll put this, it's a decent Elseworld take.
Okay.
Kind of like how you like Man of Steel as an Elseworld Superman take, okay?
Okay.
And I will give you, it's a good Elseworld take, but it's just a boring Superman story to me. This is a good Elseworld take for Spider-Man, but it's probably a really boring Spider-Man movie. It's also long.
It's a long ass movie. I'll be actually pretty blunt. I didn't get through the ending the first time, and that's partially because when I got to the movie, it was we only had 2 hours left on our rental period, and I started it exactly 2 hours left. So I get to the 2 hour marker, and then the rental period ends, and I'm like, oh, damn it, I didn't get to the I love you, let's become a couple, whatever bullshit teen movie thing happens at the end. And then I had to rent it a second time on my own account just to watch the last like 16 minutes of movie. Oh, that was dumb.
Man, that last fucking line.
And that fucking the whole dialogue between the two kids is so bad. Emma Stone and Andrew Garfield, like, I think that they were dating at the time.
Yes.
And a lot of the dialogue of them two, like, jabbering at each other is them, like, improving because they're actually dating. So it's like, our characters are dating. We could like just talk about this weird stuff, and it's so awkward and like it's very teen. It feels very almost real to me, but it's so bad in a movie. Like it's so
I'm not gonna lie,
silly.
I
Mhm.
do love this movie for how bad it is. Because it's just so bad it's good. Okay,
Mhm.
it's like there's the so bad it's bad, like Star Wars prequels.
Or
Padme,
the original
Anakin.
Venom.
Well, that one's not so bad it's bad. It's just so bad it's what? Because it can be
Oh, I should have looked
entertaining,
that
but
up
it's like
at the wrong times.
what?
um, just the original Venom having humor at the
Mm.
wrong moments. I feel it's
Mhm,
my biggest
mhm.
problem for it.
Not a good movie. This is better. This is a better movie.
This is. I agree with you 100%.
My thing about this is like I said, good Spider-Man, not a great Peter Parker. The romance with Gwen and Peter is stupidly cheesy,
Hmm.
but I love it.
Because it's just real enough to make sense.
Also, I think the lizard's pretty cool. Looks like a Goomba
I was about to say it's
from Super
100% a
Mario.
Super Mario Brothers Goomba. I saw that and I was like, why? I forgot about it. And then I saw it again and I was like, why did they just. Oh my god. It's just every time we're supposed to look at his face and you just see those round eyes and it's like, oh my goodness. It's like, I couldn't deal with how silly it looked myself.
Oh, he looks dumb as shit, but I like the adaptation, if that makes sense. Because it's a very good adaptation of the lizard from the comics.
Mm-hmm.
I will say that. So, like, kudos to them. They stuck it very well to the comics for him.
Mm-hmm.
I like that we didn't have to deal with. We had Oscorp, but we didn't have to deal with Norman. We didn't have to deal with Harry.
Mm-hmm.
We've reviewed Amazing Spider-Man 2. Because those two getting, like, inserted into that movie does feel contrived.
Yeah.
So this definitely feels more in that, like, it feels natural to the world, if that makes sense. So take that as you will. Mind you, again, this isn't a good superhero movie, especially what we had gotten by that point. We had Iron Man, we had Captain America: First Avenger, and Avengers. Iron Man 2, Thor, Incredible Hulk, not bad movies, but they're meh movies on our list.
Mm-hmm.
They're literally 3 out of the 4 lowest.
That may or may not be a coincidence.
Technically, Captain America: First Avenger is low on the list, but I will continue to say that it needs to be higher. But I understand why it's lower. It's just a better movie than what Steven gives it credit for. Anyways, yeah, I think my question to you, Steven.
Okay.
You know, I'll talk this question afterward. We'll talk about this question after Venom. Okay.
Okay.
Question for after Venom.
Get there. All right. Now I have to think
We'll get there.
what to talk about instead. The worst scene.
Hey, how long ago did I come back?
Well, you came back the first time before you hurt yourself about 15 minutes ago.
Go check on that other pizza while you share some thoughts.
All right. Oh man. Oh Dev, you're fun. So my ultimate thing about this movie is the hardest scene for me to watch, not because it was bad or anything like that, has to be the scene where where Peter goes into the Oscorp test area and I hate the scene where he walks in with the Oscorp test area and he like presses a button or something and then all the spiders start falling on him. And
As soon as that scene starts, I'm like, and Steven hates his life.
yes, I hated life. The worst part about having my hair up is every once in a while it tickles my neck just right. Oh my
Did
God,
it happen
God.
during that scene?
Maybe a little.
What's gonna freak you out more? Guess what happened this morning when I was walking out my door?
Right in the
I
face.
No, worse. I walked out the door, turned around, went to go get the knob, and straight down at leg level, I see a Black Widow.
Ooh.
I went, oh shit, okay, no.
No, thank you. That's bad. Hey.
Could have easily just gotten on my leg while I was driving to work and all that shit, and been like, ah! While I was driving, but
Yep.
no, it didn't. Thank God.
You never
There's
know.
one type of spider that I've seen that I will kill on sight, and sorry, that's a Black Widow. I'm not gonna relocate you.
Murder.
If you're in
all
unless
spiders.
you're in a place that I don't need to worry about you, in which case, fuck it, live your life. The moment you start to encroach on my territory, sorry, do or die.
Murder all spiders. Care who or what you are. The only time I'm kind of hesitant if I know it's a species that carries its babies on them, and then I'm like, oh, I don't want explosive baby syndrome. That's the worst. Oh, my back has chills. But yeah, I hated that scene, especially because he has to sit there and take it while they fall on him because he can't alert anybody that he's there. So he's sitting there getting drowned in spiders, and I'm like, no. But once that ended, that I was fine again. Um, one thing I
Yeah.
also wish with Peter, like, I wish he was actually like smarter, I guess, because in this movie, yes, he's very intelligent and he has a great understanding of certain things based off of dialogue, but at the same time, his actions show that he just listens to other people talk about smart things and then uses what they know and they debate to be able to become a better Spider-Man. Though I do gotta say, one scene I did like, I kind of wish they did it a little longer. Kind of like how they did it with Black Suit Spider-Man. Is the first time that you see it, he swings on in first person and lands on the glass, and then you see the him in his outfit completely for the first time. I wish we got to see that longer.
Oh, I love the first person view stuff that they did in this movie.
Mhm.
It's fucking cool.
Yeah, it's nice. It looks
The
pretty
web
darn
swinging in this movie is perfect. The moment I see it is the moment I go, fuck, I gotta play some more Marvel Spider-Man.
cool.
Because like it feels like it plays. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like his motion and stuff, like how he moves across buildings and stuff, you're like, yes.
Have you ever watched a channel called Girlfriend Reviews?
No.
So funny. That was the first video of theirs that I ended up watching, where it's a girl reviews video games from the perspective of watching her boyfriend play them. So, and she talks about how she watches him play Marvel Super or Spider-Man, and she's so amazed by how easy it is for him to traverse along the city. And then he's like, "Here, just go around and swing for a little bit." And she's like, "Oh my God, this is so easy! I love it."
I talked about it at game launch, dude. As soon as I put that disc in on stream and I was down fucking 3 blocks before it was like, this is how you web swing. I'm like, ha, I don't fucking need you. You've made your game easy for me to play. It's too natural.
Aha, this is second nature. Screw you. So I gotta say, I hate that when you open up the IMDb page of this picture of this movie, you open it up and you get to see a very nice image of Andrew Garfield's bulge.
Man, I hadn't noticed it until you just brought it up. Jesus Christ.
Now everyone must suffer.
Oh, man, it's now on both monitors on the side because you had it up on stream. So I couldn't, there was no avoiding it.
Away.
Fucking hate it here. Man.
Sorry. That was funny. You're
That is
welcome,
turning
monster.
Yeah,
Everyone wants to see that, right? Whew. All right. Anything else we want to talk about with this movie?
Good, buddy.
Okay. Um trying to think. Anything else that I want to talk about? I liked Martin Sheen as Uncle Ben. That
I
was
think
great.
he's a great Uncle Ben.
Absolutely. I felt like he was the best portrayal. Seeing as we've only really gotten two at the moment, uh,
Yes.
I think his portrayal was better. So that was awesome. Let's see. I liked Flash. Uh-oh. Monster. Remember, he's in Hollywood. They can get padding for that stuff.
It's true.
Oh man, that reminds me. Just because you did the voice there, I was watching on air, and
You mean Criminal Sky?
yes, Criminal Sky, and there's a scene where Rick Lage argues with the guard trying to take him onto the plane, and the guard takes his photograph of his, what is it, daughter still?
Should be.
Okay.
I don't change that much. Come on.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
I haven't gotten into the whole plot of every movie yet. Trust me.
Okay. Where yeah, and he literally, like, the guard's like threatening him, and Nicolas Cage is like, "I'm gonna get that photo back," and the guard's like, "What did you just say to me?" And you would think it'd be something like aggressive and angry in his response, but no, his response is like sensual, like, "You heard me." And then he's loaded onto the plane and escorted. And I was like, it's fucking the weird delivery of Nicholas Lage every time. It's like, I thought of either a Mass Effect or a Fallout chat circle where it's like, how do you want to respond? Aggressively, whateverly, and then like the bottom left or top right, one of those two was
Sensually.
exactly.
I get it. Tangent over.
Exactly.
Popcorns, buddy.
Popcorns. I'm not sure if there's anything else I want to talk about first. I do like I do like the colors. I like the suit.
The suit's actually, I don't know why people hated the suit. I thought it was a good suit.
I actually kind of like it. It's vibrant and it stands out against everything else in the movie.
People said it was too dark.
Ugh. It's the only thing that I could see in this movie other than the giant Goomba. Unless there was two kids making out, but they're not technically
Made
kids.
out like twice.
How awkward they were.
Oh, boo-hoo.
I guess that's really it. Okay, so for popcorns, you're always first on the first movie, Dev. What are you talking about? What are your popcorns?
That's why I said just give me my popcorns.
Fine. Here's your popcorns. How many are you giving to this damn?
I think I'm just gonna give it a 6.
6.5.
I think I'll give it a 6.5.
Okay. About to say, don't make me be the higher score here because I was gonna give it a 6.5.
Oh, okay. That's higher than I expected of you.
Totally fine. I mean, it's super cringy and awkward, but it's not the worst ever.
Are we sure this is Dev, not Nicholas Lage? Yeah, we're sure it's Dev. Nicholas Lage is a movie star who lives in Vinewood, who just moved to Melbourne. Me and him, no association. I just could do a really good Nicholas Lage impersonation.
Anyway, we're moving on here.
If you don't know what's going on, go follow me on twitch.tv/Dorkydev.
Because it's all he's done for the last 3 weeks.
I can't stop.
Sure,
it's
you
so
can.
Fun. I don't want to stop.
I have a problem. There's an. All right, we're moving on.
Oh, do we have to?
Yep.
Can we just keep talking about this?
Nope. It's time to start talking about the red one in the room. Venom. Let there be carnage.
Released October 1st, 2021. No budget has been revealed, but opening US weekend it made 90 million. Current gross US is 102 million, and worldwide 115 million. Man,
I gotta say, I'm going to start off by saying a couple of things that I like, just because we get those out of the way.
Fair enough. I start with mine.
Sure.
Runtime.
That was my first thing too. A
Hey,
solid
look at
90
us.
minutes of movie. Thank God. Fuck. So I was very thankful for that. Best part of the movie. uh, Second thing is, I guess technically this movie is better than the first one.
Yeah, I agree with that. Was my other point as well, buddy.
Yeah.
It's better than the last one. I don't know if it's because the runtime is shorter, so there's less bullshit, or if it's just better. I don't know which it is.
I feel like it's more tonally cohesive. Like last movie,
Yes.
yeah, yeah.
Like the bar was here.
Yeah.
Maybe brought it up to it here.
You're not wrong, because at least with the last movie, they had a lot of scenes that are like, this is very serious, and we're supposed to say something funny. Well, that's bullshit, and she runs off into the forest as Venom. No, at least with this movie, it felt like they actually had a consistent tone throughout the whole thing. Well, it's hard to explain. Like, to me, it felt like a better, more cohesive movie, but it's not because it was an awesome action film or a good comedy movie. It was like a quality shitpost, you know?
It was a fucking shitpost. This was a fan-written script
by Tom Hardy.
By Andy Serkis. Right? Wasn't he didn't he write this?
He directed it.
Oh, he directed it.
Yeah, it was written by Kelly Marcel
and Tom Hardy. Okay. Tom, buddy.
Yeah. And
bring it in real quick. Bring it in, Tom. Tom. Dude. What the fuck? You are better than this. We've seen you do better than this. We've seen you do better superhero than this. You know. You did that. And yeah, people made fun of it, but like, it was better than this.
People praised him because he could act with his eyebrows better than Kirsten Stewart with her whole face.
Max.
Yeah, that's pretty.
You're in Inception. Stop it. I see you in the corner of my eye. Just give him that.
Okay.
You've been in a lot of good things. People love you. For some reason, the audiences love this, and I don't know why. But please stop. Where this goes next, I'm not happy. Okay? I saw the mid-credits. We'll talk about it.
We'll get there.
I'm not happy with your decision to let this happen. You were a writer. You could have said no when Sony brought this to you.
Mm-hmm.
No.
Well, why would
Let it happen?
Money.
I don't care. You know what you did, Tom. You know what you did.
I do gotta say, I liked the very first scene when we start to see Carnage. That to me was my favorite moment in this entire movie, because we get
actually seeing Carnage
when we actually see Carnage, like when the red stuff starts coming out of him, and then the door bursts open, and it's just sheer darkness, and then we get the roar like a T-Rex a raptor. Like, it was really cool. That was probably my favorite moment in the entire movie. Was that whole scene. How
quickly was it killed by the stupid thing that happens during that scene?
The windy scene?
The windy scene.
Yes. It was instantly dead. I was like, yes, yeah, what the fuck is this?
Dude, I was kind of like, oh, this isn't actually too bad, this scene.
Yeah, I was really digging it.
What the fuck?
And it doesn't stop
I was sitting
there.
in the VIP chair going, Cynthia I went with Cynthia and her boyfriend. And after the movie, Cynthia was like, I heard you sigh so many times. I'm like, there were so many dumb lines and stupid shit. And they do some shit that Sony is notorious for doing in superhero movies and just can't stop doing.
Mm-hmm. I've so bad. Yeah. That happened. I'm trying to think. There was one more good thing that I liked. I lost it because it's gone like a turd in the wind.
That was the last movie.
Oh, good point. This wasn't good. Carnage has every power and no power all at the same time.
Yep.
Venom is strangely inconsistent, and I could not understand what Venom was saying through half the movie. But
I weirdly could, actually.
I could. It was like, Eddie, we got to do this already.
I didn't have that issue that everyone seems to be having.
I couldn't understand it. I really had a hard time.
I find it hilarious that everyone does. I'm over here like understanding him garbled marbles apparently, and I'm like,
mm-hmm.
Oh, I get you, Venom. I hate you for this, but I get you.
Yeah, I totally understand. I thought it was weird too that Venom was the observant character in this movie. Venom solved. I mean, it's called Venom. Let there be carnage, but Venom literally solves.
Oh my God,
a lot of problems.
Okay. How many? The amount of times Woody Harrelson says Carnage before Carnage is even a thing.
Mm. And then
Carnage shows up, and Carnage's like, "Yeah, I'm Carnage," and he's like, "Oh, Carnage," and I'm like, "What?
What a coincidence!"
What? Excuse me. Excuse me, writers. Excuse me, Tom, come here.
Oh, God damn it! But this isn't like last week.
This is not how you write a story.
Especially too, because I hated the climax of the story. It was very, premature.
Stupid.
Yes, and my biggest problem, honestly, was also how inconsistent Venom or Carnage was in this instant, because Carnage, starts to expand and grow bigger, like he's becoming more powerful for no reason at all. It just happens, and then the decisions to make characters damsels in distress.
Yeah, so Tom Hardy and Woody Harrelson, you deserve whatever happens for you after this movie, because you guys signed your ships for this. Tom, you wrote it, and Woody, you let them put them god awful wigs on you.
At least it wasn't the clown wig.
These were just about.
They were clownish, yes. I almost wish they kept the original wig and then had them shave it right before he went off to do his thing,
No, because then we got 3 bad wigs now. But I feel bad for Michelle Williams and Naomi Harris because they're just in this movie.
Yeah, Michelle Williams goes from a kind of important character to just in this movie. And Naomi Harris, I explain.
She feels like she should be more important than she is.
Yes.
Given her character.
That's actually one of the things that I kind of liked about this movie is what happens with her character.
I would disagree. Because it's for what it's Scream.
Her name?
There's a screech.
Shriek, I think.
Shriek.
Yeah.
Shriek. Got it. Sorry, there's a scream that's also like a symbiote.
Okay. You mean this isn't Black Canary?
Or Banshee.
Or yeah, Banshee.
We name other superheroes with screaming powers.
I can't.
Yeah, you went down a trail that we couldn't follow.
I could think of some, maybe. I don't know. See? Dragonborn?
But for having a power that like directly hits symbiotes should be more important to the plot than literally a throwaway gag.
Yeah, I kind of liked it as the throwaway gag. It felt like a good, because Venom this whole time is an anti-hero. It's this big joke as of the lethal protector.
Which, again, I fucking hate it. I hate it. That is an actual thing in the comics, but like how it's implemented here is so dumb, and we'll get into it. But my god,
yeah, like that's the whole thing through this whole movie. It's a joke between the two of them. A lot of people have called this movie a rom-com.
no, it's not even through the whole movie. Lethal Protector shows up later.
Yeah,
like that's during the last act that they start talking about that.
But still, there's a lot. Like I said, a lot of people have compared this to a rom-com. I agree, because it's, once again, it's another movie where they have to come to terms with each other to be able to reach their fullest potential in fighting the bad person, and the bad person is just a more bad version of them. But this time it's even more of a more bad person, because they're a red one instead of a light gray one. Or was he dark gray?
It was silver?
Silver? Yeah. Either way, once they fused together, it was hard to tell anyways.
Yeah, no. Extremely hard.
But I liked how it set up kind of as an anti-joke, because you would really think that she's going to be incredibly important, and then she isn't. And
I don't think it's to be a joke, Steven.
It felt like a joke to me, and I was like, hey, that's kind of funny.
That's not how it was set up. You're giving the movie way more credit than it deserves.
Probably. But that's how I perceived it at the time. I was like, damn, that's a little funny.
That wasn't what their intention was.
But that's why
I'm pretty sure they just didn't know what to do with her.
That's why people like the original Venom. The serious moments were funny. And that had a serious moment that was kind of funny to me.
You're part of the problem.
Tom. Don't do this.
Steven. Come here, Steven. Come here.
No, I hang on. Let me turn up the volume in my ears.
Come here.
You're now louder in my ears.
Really?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Good thing I turned you down. I liked Detective Mulligan. I didn't.
Another character who's just there. Steve, you, as a person who complains about them not doing more all the fucking time, you're gonna let that one slide with a character that could easily, like, be used in some really cool moments.
That one, I might let slide. That's the one moment in this movie that I actually liked, Dev. And it was because it actually made me laugh.
It wasn't intending for you to laugh.
Watch it, what? I'm going to watch a behind the scenes thing, and it's like, yeah, I intended that to be an anti-climax, you know? Because the anti-hero, I don't know. I know you don't like it, but I still kind of liked it. Though I do have a question. What'd you think of Mrs. Chen?
Just a side character.
I liked I liked when Mrs. Chen and Anne had to interact. That was a good time. It's awful. And it also made me laugh.
I don't think it's supposed to look awful, Steve.
It wasn't. I thought Venom just in general looked awful. Especially the version that comes
worse in this movie than you think he did in the last one, didn't he?
I feel like it, yeah. Especially when he pops out and like squiggles in front of his face. I'm like, you're a lot more saturated and darker than even the darkest part of the screen. It's weird to me. And then, yeah, it just
also his veininess, like,
yeah.
was really off-putting this time.
Yeah.
Like, I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to like make the white look from when he's supposed to have Spider-Man logos and stuff on him, but like, you're being cowards.
Mm-hmm. But I'm imagining now
what that's gonna look like.
No. I'm imagining now a decent Venom movie. One that's way better than these two.
It's not gonna happen.
Yeah, probably not. And I almost wonder, which direction do you think they would have gone if they could have made this movie a rated R movie?
This movie gains like 6 points being a rated R movie.
Do you think they'd go more like a Jackass, more funny fucks, or do you think they'd actually go more into the Carnage?
They'd lean into the Carnage because they could.
Hmm.
And honestly, it would have done better.
Yeah, probably. Actually play this as more as a horror movie.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I really love the scene where they unveil actual full Carnage for the first time.
That would have been cool. That windy scene with Red.
Maybe, yeah. Though I do gotta say, the one sequence that I thought was super confusing was their escape in the car. Where it's like, yeah, you know, we're going through and we're trying to get away and we're driving really fast and there's helicopters. And instead of continuing to drive, I'm gonna lift us up really high into the air and make us stand in one spot because
Steven,
don't do the Waluigi chaos thing.
No, I was gonna say movie had to movie. It's not good movie had a movie, but like movie had a movie apparently.
Yeah. Yes.
I don't have a reason for it, Steven. You know what I have a reason for though?
What do you have a reason for?
You want your popcorn?
Yeah, we can get the spoilers.
I feel like we have a lot to say in spoilers.
Yeah. Put this. We don't have 2018.
We would not offhand.
Yeah.
But I feel like if I had to rate it now, it would be like a 4, maybe a 4.5.
I'd say yeah. Let's put this down as a nice. I can't decide between a 4.5 and a 5.
You want to do one? I do the other? Because I'm about there with you.
Sure.
All right, I'll let you do the 5 because you like that scene.
Okay, I'll take the 5.
I'll do 4.5. All right, so the next thing we have to do.
This one is technically kind of sort of spoilers for anyone who doesn't
But
want, but not for Venom. Strangely,
not for Venom.
Yeah,
definitely for Venom 2 though.
Uh,
It's a spoiler.
It's more a spoiler for. I don't feel like it's a spoiler for this movie, more as it's a spoiler for
the future.
For the future, which is kind of what I'm most disappointed about. I wouldn't have stayed to watch that scene
if you had known.
Yeah, in blatant honesty.
Yeah, you watched it before me.
Yeah. Yeah. Only a few hours, but still.
So, what we have to do, ladies and gentlemen, is rank Venom and Venom Let There Be Carnage into the MCU rankings list.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I don't want it. But due to the end credit scene, the mid-credit scene, we see Tom Holland's Spider-Man scene from the end of Spider-Man where fucking Tom Holland's identity is revealed as Peter Parker being Spider-Man. which confirms that Venom is now in the MCU.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's some portally bullshit or if he was there the whole time. Who the fuck knows? Who the fuck cares? He's there now. And now Venom's canon is canon. So, fuck you, Marvel, and fuck you, Sony, for letting this happen. You couldn't just leave it to the side and hint at it. But no, the entire movie you hint at Spider-Man by being like, oh, the hero never comes. And then you actually make it happen.
I mean, but they don't come into each other face to face. They get news position.
I don't care. He's either going to show up in No Way Home, or he's going to show up in a Venom Spider-Man movie.
Probably not that one. My assumption is No Way Home, only because there was also leaked footage this weekend that we're not going to talk about because it's spoilers. So,
is it stuff that may involve other Spider-Men?
Maybe, definitely.
You do realize what's going to happen when we see this movie, right?
Yeah.
Be prepared for it. I'm just giving you the heads up because it's going to happen.
But it doesn't have to happen yet.
No, it doesn't.
I don't have to be disappointed yet.
But we may have to do this 5 more times, Steven.
But there's possibilities, you know? Like...
maybe 6. We may have to do this 6 times. One of them I'm willing to throw on the list.
Yeah.
5.
Yeah, one of them I'm willing to throw on there.
The other 5, I'm like, oh man, that's not even fair.
They don't, because they don't fit. They tonally and like visually and character-wise.
By the way, that if you understand this conversation, you understand. If you don't, you don't. But you will when you do.
They don't fit.
They don't. Like these don't. Okay, these don't. They are... All right, real quick, the list. I did not expect to be pulling this list out in a month. I expected this like in November's when Eternal comes out. I expected this then. I didn't expect to pull this list out in October. We just pulled it out. It needed some time. It needed some time to rest. So, starting from 25 and going up. Number 25, Thor Dark World. 24, Thor Incredible Hulk. Number 23, Thor. Number 22, Iron Man 2. Number 21, Iron Man 3. Number 20, Avengers Age of Ultron. Number 19, Captain America First Avenger. Number 18, Captain Marvel. Number 17, Black Widow. Number 16, Ant-Man. Number 15, Ant-Man and the Wasp. Number 14, The Avengers. Number 13, Iron Man. Number 12, Guardians of the Galaxy. Number 11, Captain America the Winter Soldier. Number 10, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Number 9, Doctor Strange. Number 8, Spider-Man Homecoming. Number 7, Black Panther. Number 6, Spider-Man Homecoming, or Spider-Man Far From Home. Tied for 4th, we have Thor Ragnarok and Shang-Chi and The Legend of the Ten Rings. Number 3, Avengers Infinity War. Number 2, Captain America Civil War. And then number 1, Avengers Endgame. So I'm just going to say, easiest thing to say. These are obviously 1 and 2.
Yeah, right at the top.
For Venom and Venom Let There Be Carnage. Best movies ever made for anything associated with Marvel. So by default, 1 and 2. Joking aside, 26, 27. Do we think they're worse than Thor Dark World?
Yeah, that was my big thought here. Are they worse?
And my problem is, I think Thor Dark World's not a bad movie.
No, it's completely different in tone, though. So, like, directly comparing them is a little difficult.
From, like, Thor down, I could argue that these are more entertaining movies from stupidity levels.
I was literally just thinking this would came out perfectly fine in like 2006, 2007. They would have felt perfectly fine. That's...
I hate that we actually have to debate this.
You know, honestly, we could probably put them on the bottom of the list.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Like, deep thought, there could be argument. There could be an argument. But I'm not going to argue it.
Okay. I'm not going to argue with you on that either.
Though, I do think I have a solution from the last time we brought up this list for tied for 4th place. And my opinion is we keep it how it looks on the chart, which is Shang-Chi at 5th and Thor Ragnarok at 4th. Only because for right now, I can watch Thor Ragnarok as many times as I want. And it reaffirms how much I like that movie. Well, right now I still have only seen Shang-Chi once, and I'm like, that was a good movie.
I'm going to argue with you
Mm-hmm.
that we keep it tied until we have that option.
Okay.
Until we get a second
fine.
viewing.
Which for us won't actually happen, unfortunately, until like November, unless you want to pay to watch the movie. Because I'm skipping a little bit ahead here to the news, but yeah, November 11th I think is the 1-year anniversary or 2-year anniversary of Disney Plus. So they're making a bunch of stuff free. And that's going to be the day that Shang-Chi is going to be free for anyone who has Disney Plus this November. Which kind of disappoints me, because I thought they were going to do what HBO decided to do, which was the 45-day
45-day rule?
Yep, but nope. That's not what they decided to do.
Is what it is.
So you want to go through the entire list again, Dev, now that you just did it?
No, they are 26 and 27. 26 is going to be Venom, Let There Be Carnage, because we said it was better.
Yep.
And Venom is number 27.
Yeah. That sounds good to me.
Yeah. You know what those 5 things are for, right? You're looking at it. You're here. You see what they're. You see them there. You know why I built that, right?
Yeah. You're prepared ahead of time.
I'm prepared ahead of time.
Just put in the names. You can already have
I'll do a
written
6
down.
just in case. I'll do a 6 just in case.
Yeah, we don't know.
You know, that one, I have no idea whether or not it'll be on there.
I really want it to be at this point.
I would be excited for that one to be there. Like, the other ones, like, I'm excited to see happen, but, like, I'm not excited because, like, those ones, actually, there are some cases to be made that we're going to have to move stuff around.
Yes, I would agree with that. We'd have to move something around if that one hops in as well. Only because
that one jumps up, but the other 5 I feel like can contest to be in the bottom tiers.
Oh, okay, yeah. Somewhere along the bottom there. Yeah, absolutely.
Nothing's getting above, I'm gonna say, Captain America First Avenger. I won't allow that.
Not even black suit?
Why would you even say that? That is by default, like, maybe bottom. That's a contender for the Venoms.
Yeah. All right, I get it. All right.
Which is fitting.
It is very fitting. Like a turn.
Form-fitting, you would say.
Yeah. All right, we're done with these movies.
Let's get ready to spoiler!
Woo. All right, what do you want to spoil first?
Oh, man. Where to start, Steven? Where to fucking start?
So
I don't know.
Yeah. So let's just talk about the ending, only because that's the thing that we had the most contention on. What ends up happening is Venom and Carnage end up fighting in a church, and only because, you know, churches are cool and big bells are like super iconic with Venom, you know.
Just can't escape him at this point.
Yeah, exactly. And the whole reason why they're in a church is because they want to get married. Cletus and Francis?
Francis, yeah.
Yeah, Francis, they want to get married. They're in a church, they're doing stuff, and Cletus or Carnage ends up taking Anne hostage. They go all the way up to the top of the church, and at this point, Carnage has already smacked around Shriek, because not once but twice at this point, because, you know, she screams and it makes symbiotes weaker, and it's, you know, they're direct. Yeah, it makes complete sense what Dev says, that her character should have an integral part in taking down the villain, and it does completely make sense that that should happen based off of good storytelling, but this isn't a good storytelling, and I felt like it was a great anti-joke setup, which it definitely wasn't trying to be, but that's what made me laugh the most, because they have this like triumphant swelling of music And there's like the whole
Like, I want to take that away from you, but I don't at the same time because it seems to be like the one thing that you do enjoy about this movie.
yeah, and it's just
And I
because
want
how
to
it's
take
set
that
up.
from you because it pisses me off. But at the same time, I don't want to take joy from you.
Yeah, I can appreciate that. This is the one bit of joy in this movie I had, other than the release of Carnage. But the reason why is because exactly,
But that gets killed
yeah,
for you in the movie.
automatically on its own. So with this one, yeah, what happens is like they have the climactic moment where they're like, "Oh my god, we figured it out. Sound is the solution to finishing the problem." And then we zoom in on Shriek, who's getting up, and like the camera's zooming in onto her face as she's taking in a deep inhalation. And then instead of letting her scream, Venom backhands the shit out of her, smacking her into the bell. She plummets down to the bottom of the cathedral. The bell is plummeting with her. Then she screams, releasing that giant sound beam, and then is squished by the bell. Or at least it looks like she's squished. Or she could have been captured inside the bell. But, no, whatever. Uh, she's smashed by the bell. And then
But she wasn't saved by the bell.
no. Yeah. Venom was saved by the bell. Haha. But yeah, no, I just thought it was funny myself only because how it was set up in the moment. It's like, sound is the one way we can defeat her. And she's like, I've got this. And then smack. And it's so like anticlimactic that it feels so appropriate to me for a character who's not a superhero. Like, he is an anti-hero.
Venom's straight up murking people throughout this movie, by the way.
Absolutely.
Like, he's not in like not even murking. He's slowly killing people throughout this movie.
Yeah, just because he wants to
of a
be.
breakup.
Yeah, he's broken up with Eddie, and he's going around town because he's out of the Eddie closet. So I guess, hey, there you go, Sony's first openly gay character, Venom the symbiote.
Oh God, I hate it. I like the fucking rain.
Yeah, the
He just
rage.
leans so hard into the people want to fuck Venom scene. I'm like, no, stop. And then we get She Venom again. I'm like, stop.
Yeah, we didn't need She Venom again. They literally only had it in there because people are like, is that a new fetish for me? They're like, you know what? Let's make it a new fetish for you.
I didn't do the tongue thing again. I didn't have to question my life again.
Yeah,
but
thank God. They did the tongue thing with Carnage though, so
that didn't make me question shit.
that was like, oh.
Yeah.
Fuck. Just, and I still don't
Hanging out with Carnage? Hanging out with Venom?
yeah, exactly. Man. I also
Hate us.
I did think it was hilarious that this is literally another like a breakup movie. It's a rom-com. They're arguing with each other until they break up and decide that they're better together with each other than apart, which is the exact plot of a rom-com. Except, they add in Venom and Carnage, and the one fuck we get in this movie, though we get a couple of shits, which I found surprising, but they're allowed one fuck in a PG-13 movie because some stupid arbitrary rule.
Fuck this guy.
Oh, as he bites his head off. I'm sorry, Eddie. Or I'm sorry, Cletus.
Can Sony just stop killing its antagonists? Please. I didn't care about what's his face from the last one.
Yeah, Elon Musk from the last movie.
What is his fucking thing's name? Don't tell me. I'll get there.
Okay, I'll look it up while you're getting there.
Uh-huh. Can I get the first letter?
Hang on, I'm seeing a bunch of different names popping up here. No. Now it's showing me Carnage's. Oh, begins with an R.
That doesn't help for some reason.
Does it help if I put it on the screen?
I gotta pull stream up.
Yeah, it doesn't.
Oh, it's Riot.
Yeah, I'm looking at this character. It's literally just Carnage, but gray.
And bulky.
Mm-hmm. Because like there's Venom here, and he looks fairly similar, whatever.
But just round.
Yeah, and then what was it? Carnage. Just, the exact same gray color, the exact same eyes, exact same mouth, but then slimmer and red. Good movie. Good. No.
No.
But I do gotta say, like, I really did like the scene as well when we actually got to see Venom versus Carnage for the first time, where he, like, the blood starts tendriling out of him, his eyes change colors. I have a cat that keeps breaking into my room and opening my door. It's kind of weird. I'm sorry. But the tendrils whip around, and then like the door slams open and across the hall, and then it's just darkness and smoke, and you're like, what's gonna happen? And then the first thing that runs out is a guard who's like, oh my god, get me out of here! And then the red tendril comes out and grabs him and pulls him back in. And then our main warden is like, oh my god, get me out of here! And he runs out. And then that's when you see the hands. And then the eruption. And it's like, raw! That's looking at understandably. That was a really cool moment where it's just a horror element thrown in on this movie. And I enjoyed it a lot.
God, how quickly it's killed by stupid Carnage tornado.
Yeah, the Carnage tornado.
Just all of its like thunder of a scene is just killed in half a second.
Yeah, when they decide, let's just play Twister.
So dumb. It's so dumb.
And
it's so dumb.
It also only gets worse when Carnage, who is made out of blood, iron, and nerves, can hack the internet.
I saw that happen. I'm like, yeah, what? Huh?
I mean, it's a reference I found out to another comic book, where like early comic book era Carnage stuff, where it does hack into the internet and attack people through their screens. Still doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, but like at least in that, Carnage is a comic book character.
And
and you can excuse it by him being in a comic book, like straight up.
Like the things that make sense is that he's faster, that he's stronger because he's made out of blood or whatever. That he can shoot
that's a red one.
Yeah, that he can shoot projectiles because he's made out of blood or whatnot. That all makes sense to me. But the fucking growing inevitably larger because fucking there's why. The super strength that he has in his gooey tendril form to be able to shatter super strong, soundproof, whatever, glass. The able to hack the internet, the sonic twister. It's all weird, man. And
it's like, oh, go ahead.
And the worst thing that we get is Carnage tonguing a man, which doesn't make sense because I feel like Carnage would just bite all of their heads off to eat their brains. And I don't watch comic books or read comic books. So I feel like that's a better decision.
This was. Because like there were moments I really did want to try to enjoy this. But it just did a lot of stupid shit. Like, dude, as soon as the scene started, when Eddie, like, gets the call, and he slips off the roof, and he's hanging there, and she's just, what are you doing? And I'm like, don't.
Just hanging
No,
out.
just don't say it. Don't say it, movie. No, you don't have to do this. You could be above this. Just hanging out. I'm like, I went, oh, oh, oh no, no. This is where we're at. Fuck.
Funny. I enjoy it. Yeah, I don't know. I got nothing
Yeah.
else really. Oh wait, Detective Mulligan. So he's a character that's just there. Cause
He needs to have that set up for the next thing.
yeah, he's the setup for the next movie. Or what? No, yeah, the next Venom movie. He's not going to be in No Way Home. I'm
As far as
positive
we
on.
know.
Yeah,
As far as we know.
as far as we know, I'm
As far as we
positive
know.
on that one.
As far as we know.
Yeah. But yeah, his story is he's the one who shot Francis Shriek in the face because she was screaming at him because she has super scream powers, and
She is confirmed a mutant.
yes, a mutant. So first time they ever say that in an MCU movie.
Damn, dude, like that actually hurt. I haven't heard it put that way yet. That kind of hurts.
You're welcome.
I'm not gonna lie, dude. I felt my heart sink when you said it that way because it had never been connected that way.
Your heart shrunk 3 sizes that day.
It hurt. I went, oh yeah, it is, isn't it? Oh no. Oh no.
It's still not technically an MCU movie yet.
It's a MCU associated movie.
Yeah. But yeah. So Detective Mulligan shoots Francis and he's like, I've killed her. Even though clearly all he's done is given her a lightly colored contact.
Hell of a bullet wound.
Yeah, right through the eyeball. Nothing, no damage anywhere else. I mean, just a little scar, I guess, but whatever.
Yeah, I don't know what that gunshot did.
Yeah.
Like there's scarring that doesn't make sense for a bullet wound.
Yeah. So there's that.
Something else happened.
It was whatever. Yeah, I don't know. And the whole thing is she wants to get back at him for taking her eye, and she does a lot of damage to Mulligan, and then somehow, I don't know if I missed something somewhere, but his eyes start to glow blue after he's supposedly left to die because he's also been infected with a symbiote and he's going to become another symbiote from another comic book whose name is what exactly?
Toxin.
Toxin.
Look up toxin real quick.
Toxin. Okay. Let's see. Do you want me to show it on screen too?
Yeah, go ahead and pull it up on screen.
Toxin. Oh, really? Okay. Toxin looks awfully red to me. Maybe a little bluish.
It's not up on screen yet.
No. There now.
No.
What? Oh. Damn cat standing on the.
Toxin.
Yeah, he looks a lot like Carnage. A lot like Venom.
I like Spider-Man.
A lot like Spider-Man.
You know what the worst part is? Spider-Man is pivotal to this character. Like, Spider-Man is pivotal to Venom and Carnage, but super pivotal to Toxin's like character development.
Mm-hmm.
So, brief rundown: Toxin is a cop who gets Carnage blood in him, and Carnage's baby ends up in the detective.
Ah,
Can't remember the detective's name.
Grandfather Mulligan.
But he is essentially like he's got a kid, he's got a wife, a new kid, and something like that. But then he has this thing come into him, and like the thing wants to do bad things, but he wants to do good things. But the thing's young, right? So he can it can kind of learn. Um, so
Venom.
Peter finds out about him and is like, "Hey, I want to help you." This entire time though, Venom and Carnage team up to try to kill Toxin because they're like, "We can't have another one. You, dude, Venom, you think I'm bad? This is my kid now." Like,
And I was your child, Venoms.
if I'm fucked,
Imagine how fucked that child is.
shit goes down. All four of them are super pivotal to the story.
Okay. So that's
We are down one.
He'll come back with us, don't worry. What's gonna My prediction from No Way Home is exactly how it sounds. Peter Parker has no way back to his MCU family, and he's going to be stuck with Sony for the rest of his life.
Oh God, no.
They're going to open up the Sony multiverse, and then he'll just be stuck there. I've crushed Dev's heart in 2 ways today.
Oh God, no. No. This can't happen.
Because it's too terrible, or
Yes.
oh, I'm sorry.
Got anything else you want to say about the movie?
um, oh, it's really forgettable. Oddly, strangely forgettable.
Dude, same. By Monday when you thought we were originally going to show, which just some miscommunication on both of our parts, whatever. I had already forgotten part of this movie.
Yeah, I ended up watching like a film theory episode about it, where he had made the video before he had watched it, and he was like, I bet you anyways the way this is gonna end is it's gonna be one dark colored symbiote versus another dark colored symbiote with a sky beam bursting through the air. And I sat there for a second and I was like, is there a sky beam in this movie? And I had literally just gotten home from watching the movie. I was like, I don't know if there's a sky beam or not. No, there wasn't. There wasn't. There was the bell. Yeah.
Not a good sign, movie. Not a good sign.
Not a good sign. I got nothing else really. If you want to transfer us over to the news, you can. All right. So, news this week. The only thing that I felt worthy really about talking about was there was the settlement between Scarlett Johansson and Disney, which
Oh,
yeah, I was a little disappointed by because, like I said last week, I would prefer people go to court and drag Disney through the mud, no matter what, as long as it's public. Because Disney doesn't need to be the knight in shining armor anymore. They need to be seen as the wicked stepmother that they really are.
yeah.
And but no, they've settled, and nobody knows, as far as I can tell. I've looked around at a couple different sites and articles, and nobody knows what the settlement amount was. All we know is that both Disney and Scarlett Johansson are on talking terms again. So, and they might be doing future stuff together once again. Nothing to do with the MCU, stuff to do with like the Tower of Terror, which I think I heard is becoming a movie. So
Yes.
So, Garjo has got her money apparently, so that's good. That's a plus, but I'm still a little disappointed that it ended up being settled. Personally, like I said, it's kind of a bummer. Let's see. In other news, I had at one point posted something else about Marvel once again came out with an article talking about let's see. Let me pull up the exact wording here. Hard podcast. There we go. Nope. Wrong one. Casual podcast. There we go. Marvel's Eternals had a TV spot that featured the first ever gay couple from the MCU.
Yes. I know you're arguing with Valkyrie.
Like, I put on there that Valkyrie technically isn't a part of a couple, so it doesn't count as the first ever couple.
I remember that was what your first argument was.
That was my first argument, yes. She's not technically, but I'm just so, like, they're tokenizing the LGBTQ community at this point, where all they're doing is slightly adjusting. Like, they're like, the first one was a gay kiss, but you don't know that the characters are gay. It's just the next one, they openly talk about one of the characters actually being in love with another woman. And now for this one, there actually is a gay couple holding hands and being cute together, but they're not the main characters of the movie. Or they might be. I don't know. I didn't.
No, they're main characters.
Okay, yeah. But
they're Eternals.
Yeah. It's just it's like they're trying to get these headlines at this point. They're just trying to be like, first gay this, first gay that, first gay thing. And they just need to stop doing that. I'm okay that it's in there, but they don't need to make it a commodity. Make it a selling point.
It's not entirely on Disney for that, though.
Mm-hmm.
It's also on reporters.
You're not wrong.
Like, how it's reported is what's happening here. Like, it is a important thing that's happens. Like, hey, guess what? There is representation here. How it's like, because it is tokenized in its reporting. It's tokenized, not normalized.
Mm-hmm.
Because they should just be a couple.
Yeah, it should just be addressed as a normal couple. Because that's what they are. They are a normal couple. Like, I had this debate, going slightly on a tangent here, with one of my grandmothers. She was nice and polite about it, of course. She didn't mean anything wrong about this. But I asked her, what is actually wrong with polyamory? Like, if you really think about it, what is wrong with having one person with multiple other people? As long as all parties are consenting, is there really any problem? Just because it doesn't fit like your religious views or like how you think a man and a woman should live together kind of thing, is it really a problem? And that's the kind of stuff that I think people out a little.
Agreed.
Feels strange to talk about this stuff. Only like I'm very vocal about something that I'm not even a member of the community. I'm an ally.
God damn it! Don't say that. Now you sound like the people who are like, and I'm an ally. Like, being an ally doesn't mean you have to say you're an ally.
Yeah, no. Okay. I can't remember. Haven't really got anything else except for next week's movies. Got anything you want to talk about except for next week's movie?
Nope, I don't.
Oh, apparently there's this new movie that's gotten a lot of talk online called Squid Game.
I thought it was a show.
It might be a show. I don't know. Part of it is because of their translation to English was done wrong. Part of it is because they used an actual real life phone number, and it was
oh.
Yeah.
You made that mistake.
Yeah. And the owner of that number got over 4,000 calls.
Ooh. That seems low.
All right. I'm actually surprised. So don't do that. Let's see. There's a lot of people going out to protest in Texas. Like Letitia Wright. Though she's also in the news for other reasons. Letitia Wright is supposed to be she's the Shuri, I believe, the sister from Black Panther 2, from Black Panther 1. I remember. I am awful with names, so. Uh, but she's apparently an anti-vaxxer, so.
Well, there's yes and no to that one. Like, she did get vaxxed, I believe.
She's one of those people who are probably anti-mandates.
No, there's a thing that happened. We covered it when it happened.
Maybe I don't remember, honestly.
Yeah. Essentially what happened was she said she was asking people to be hesitant about it. But like people brought attention to her how that like looks and stuff like that, and then she got vaxxed. If I remember the story correctly.
Hmm.
And like she hasn't said that again. Um so
Okay.
I don't believe she's anti-vax.
Yeah, that's probably once again reporting and sensationalization to get the clicks and whatnot.
I think she had a vaccine hesitancy moment.
Mhm.
We'll call it.
Totally fine as long as you end up getting the vaccine in there. I'm just kidding.
Agreed.
Yeah. So, yeah, I guess looking through here, I don't see anything else. People are talking about No Time to Die, so might as well talk about
Next week's movies.
yeah. So next week, we're covering the last two Daniel Craig movies that we haven't reviewed on the show. So we're doing Spectre and No Time to Die.
Here we go. Let's go.
Sorry, the cat's knocking to get out of my room now. So,
Of course.
yeah. I mean, I've got nothing else here, so
I got nothing else.
cool. Everybody who's here, like, comment, subscribe, leave a bell, ring the bell, leave a review.
Do the things on all the things.
Yeah. You're very pretty today, by the way. The fans, not you. You look good though.
Oh, thank you. They're like, okay, the fuck?
Just gonna stop digging myself down this hole, and I will see you guys next week with some awesome Daniel Craig James Bond stuff. Okay, bye.